And first up, we've got on the line an old friend of mine, a good fellow, is the president of Works Little League, and that is Mr. Terrence Flanagan. And Terry.
How are you?
Oh, hold on a second. There you go, Terry. How are you doing, buddy? Oh, wait. There you go. I'm sorry. I muted you there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. How are you, Ed?
Very good. I'm still learning the control panel. How you been, my friend?
I'm doing well. No complaints. Waiting for spring.
Yeah. So you guys are all gearing up already. I mean, here it is. You've got all this hard ice on the ground, and you guys are already in the swing of things, getting ready. So I see that you've got the evaluations coming up.
Yes, that's the end of this month, on February 27th.
Yeah. Now I remember. I went through those evaluations. As a kid, we all went through them. You go into the gym. I mean, I guess it's the same way. What does the kid expect in the evaluations?
Well, since we're indoors and we really don't have that much time with all the kids coming down, we just want to see them really throwing and catching. Usually, you can judge some ability by that, and I'm there when we start off, and I evaluate all the children, and I ask the managers to come down also for their own divisions. This way they can look at the kids and see which kids they're looking to try and draft. We try and do it so that try and break it down as fair as possible, so that teams don't get stacked with what you would consider the better players. It's no fun when you have one team that wins everything.
Sure.
So we try and make it. Yeah, so we try and spread the talent amongst the teams.
Yeah, you want to have competition, but there's an art to that. That's easier said than done because, like you said, you don't have much time. So
no.
To try and evenly spread it out, it's almost as difficult as trying to stack a team. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with a kid.
Exactly. You try and get and plus, with 600 kids in the league throughout all the divisions, not all of them show up. So some of the kids are diamonds in the rough. You don't know who they are, and you pick them out of the hat because you don't know anything about them, and they could come out to be a superstar. So
now, do the kids stay on the same teams from year to year? I mean, you have, and I'm going back, my memory many years, but when we had the majors, the minors, the majors, the youth league. Like when you got into the youth and you got onto a team, you were on that team for 3 years. Right.
No, we don't do that anymore. We stopped it a couple of years ago. It's beneficial in the fact that the managers start watching the other kids during the season to see there are other kids. If I'm going to manage next year, there's a kid I want to get on my team as well. It's for the people that have been with the league and we're used to the kids being on the same team with the same manager all the time, there were some complaints. But you know what? I think any way you do it, you're going to have some complaints. But for the most part, you're trying to do the best you can and try to make it fair and enjoyable for everyone.
Sure. And I think it's great for the kids because it's so much of it for the kids is it's a social experience, getting to making friends and stuff. And listen, I think shaking it up, you expose them to more people. And
yes, and managers also. Like when you and I played together, I was thinking about this before I called. I can remember playing when I started in Woodhaven in the minors. Pat and Mike were my managers, and I went up to the minors, and I had Mr. Nizzo, and then I went up to the majors and had Mr. Engsler, and then to the youth league I had Mr. Wendell, and those were all my coaches. And one of the things that I am, and I'll say this to your audience, when I took over the league as president, I'd gotten an email from yourself in regards to because your father was the president, and he was one of my managers, and a man I respected very much. And I'd also got an email from Bruce Halpern, who was also our age playing, and his father was president also. And I got both of those emails after we had started our Challenger division, which is something that I think I'm most proud of with what our Little League has done because, in my opinion, it's the essence of what Little League is about. We have, we started a Challenger division 2 years ago with the help of an organization called NIFAC, New York Families of Autistic Children. And we went to their organization telling them about what we were looking to do to start our own division called the Challenger Division, which is for children that are mentally or physically disabled. And they had a resource of children that all suffered from autism. and we brought about 20 of their children into our fold, and we started our Challenger division. And last year we spread. The first year it was all of our children suffered from autism, and last year we'd gone out to some of the public schools from some of the parents that were with us, and we spoke, and we picked up some new children over the last 2 years, and so we're starting to spread out. And sometimes you get frustrated with children and parents with baseball, as with any other sport, but when you come down with the Challenger division, you see the purity and the goodness of the kids and the parents and the appreciation, and it makes it totally worthwhile.
That's wonderful. That's great. You know, and I really I regret that in the first year of covering stuff around the neighborhood and Project Woodhaven, I didn't get down to one of those games, but I will be getting down to those games this year and sharing that with our audience, because that's really something I'm looking forward to seeing, and it's absolutely it's a tremendous accomplishment that you guys have done there. It's a great thing. It's just a really nice thing, you know, a nice story.
Yes, and you know what, and it's funny, like you grew up with the baseball and I grew up with the baseball, and because I have the 5 children, all of them either playing or have played in the league. You start off with the simple instructional divisions, and which I enjoy the most because you don't keep scores and everyone's there to have fun. And as you grow out of it and you start playing competitive baseball, you kind of forget about that. And when we go down to these games, it's non-competitive. It's for the kids to learn and to enjoy themselves. And it's because it's something we do all the time. You don't think of it as being anything special. But the parents are ecstatic with what you do. So it is. It's what I am most proud of with the league.